Hey.
Live.
We're out of here. What's going on,
Solid.
guys? It's been a while because we took a really long holiday hiatus. There's load management in what we just did, basically, right?
That's me.
Yeah, that is you.
Whoops.
Mike is back, obviously, by that.
Oh, yeah. I'm here.
What is up,
enlisted.
Playmakers? File in. Tell us you're here. Tell us what's good. How are your holidays? Is it still? Are we still allowed to talk about that? Is it too far? We're
Yeah,
too
why
far?
not?
Okay, because like we're on the other holiday, so we got MLK Day on Monday.
Okay.
Then we've got Easter, right? WrestleMania.
Did you
too.
just skip
That's
Valentine's?
kind of a holiday
Did you just
for
skip
me.
Valentine's Day?
No one cares. Well, my
Your
wife
wife
does.
will.
Oh, sorry. Hey, honey.
Oh, not
yeah.
good.
Tell
Not
us
good.
you're here. Who's in the house? Who do we got on the chats, the Twitters,
Oh, we're in the chat. Yeah, we have
in the
chat
stream?
going.
Yeah.
Coach Grizzle TV, welcome back, boys.
What's
How
going
about
on,
it? What's
Coach?
up, Coach?
How are you,
Thanks for
brother?
popping in. Let's go.
Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. We've got the hilarious Joey Mulinaro coming in tonight. You'll know him as the guy who does an impeccable Coach O, Coach Saban,
He's great.
Coach Sweeney.
He has an Ursay, too, I think.
He's got an Ursay. He's got a Andrew Luck that's impeccable. Hilarious guy. Looking forward to doing a little impression session with him. That'll be fun to go back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
Doris might have to talk to him. I know that.
Oh, absolutely.
And some other folks, some of our friends. In the meantime, we're getting the show out there. Retweet, like, tell us you're here. Let's get it going. Let's get it going. All right, guys, we're ready.
Not just
Poor
need to
Mike.
show up.
Look at that. Let the technical difficulties begin. We were actually on last week, if anyone caught us for like 10 seconds. And
It was like 9 minutes.
yeah, our power just gave out, literally. But just like Mike Vrabel, Blake, if this show is not good, if we don't make it to the mountaintop, I'll chop off my penis. I don't mind. I'm ready to do it. Like him. You gotta
Yikes.
commit. You're either all in 2020 or you're out.
You're going
Right?
to Lorena Bobbitt yourself?
Well, no. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, guys.
It's got weird.
How do you think people, if they're tuning in for the first time, they just hear the host talk about
Chopping
if he
off his
fails,
appendage.
He's going to chop off his appendage. Right? Anyways, but that's who we are. Hey, welcome in. Yeah. I don't know what that was.
I just wanted to get you a little echo. Let's
All
test
right.
that sound thing.
Are you
No,
ready,
I was
Mike?
not.
Can we
It's
start? Are we ready
Yeah,
for
we're
our show
100%
here?
ready, yep.
All right.
The wet.
Awesome, guys. Thanks for filing in. We're going to get it started.
fine. Where to get juiced up?
It's the Big Play Podcast. It's Wednesday, 8:30. You know what we're up to. Let's do it. Hello, Playmakers. What is happening? It is Wednesday, January 15th, 2020. I've been messing that up for the last couple weeks. It is the Big Play Podcast, our first show of the new year. So happy to be back with you guys. Fired up, great lineup. I'm your host, as always, Big Play J. Follow me on Twitter at the Big Play J. The gentleman to my left, the pride of Stark County in Massillon, Ohio. He is the post-holiday. Are you happy or post-holiday? You hate the holidays. I know
I
how
don't
you
hate
are.
the holidays. Can we quit with that?
Okay, we'll quit with that. He is
I think
Wake
this
and
is
Blake. What's up, brother? How are you?
I'm good, gentlemen.
Good. How you
we
been,
doing?
man?
I'm good. Good.
Yeah,
Had a
good.
good holiday season, contrary to what you believe. I do like the holidays. I just don't like Christmas before Thanksgiving.
That's
okay.
it.
That's it. That's
no
my
one
only
does.
gripe.
Besides Hallmark, they love it.
Hallmark loves it.
And Hillary Duff, because she's on every one of those movies.
And Candace, what's her name? Bure?
Yeah.
DJ from Full
Oh,
House.
that's right. She does a ton of those movies.
Does a
doesn't
ton
she?
of those
Woo-wee! Fine wine, just like the guy to my right. You know this guy. He is the advocate for avocado toast, the brunch bomber, the resident millennial. Big Play Beats. What's going on, Mike? How are you, brother?
I'm juiced. I can't wait. We got Joey coming in.
Yeah.
I've been laughing at his stuff for weeks. I've been laughing at your stuff for weeks.
Oh,
I'm
thanks,
pumped.
guy.
I'm pumped.
Me or Blake? Who are you talking about?
Both.
Both.
Oh, okay.
Politically.
That's nice of you.
I was thinking about
No,
your
I'm pumped.
impressions, but Blake's him and I've been rolling deep on the Apex.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little big
Wow.
play gaming going on.
We
Yeah.
talked about it earlier, Blake. Mike's flow's coming back. Look at this. He's almost man bun.
That is some fine
he's
lettuce over
close. He's close.
I'm bringing it.
Look at that. It's like a Pert Plus commercial. Right? Remember Pert Plus?
there. It's
I
like
do.
the Head
Yes,
and
it still
Shoulders
exists.
commercial over there.
I think it still exists.
Are you offense or
I'll have to
defense?
ask my
rather,
grandpa.
Oh, jeez.
I think he uses it. That and Old Spice.
Oh,
True statement. In our family, this is a great Christmas joke. At our family gift exchange, someone always gets a bottle of original Old Spice.
oh man.
This year was my 90-year-old grandpa.
OG formula.
And he just went with it. He acted like, mainly because he didn't get the joke, I think, but he just took it.
Hey man,
Okay.
He's ready to splash that on.
Heck yeah.
half a bottle going on the first time he uses it. I bet.
That's it. That's it. You
Load
gotta look
it
good in
up.
that rest home, son. Anyways, guys, we've got a loaded lineup. Happy to be back with you guys. Herbal Essences, Ryan Sumser, yes.
Yes, sir.
That
Also,
is good stuff.
He would.
Coach Grizzle says we need to get our skills up.
Yeah.
I agree, Coach. I need to get my game together.
Yeah, really. Anyways, we got a great lineup for you guys tonight. Some changes in our format,
Yes.
some nice new segments as the football season comes to an end and the worst time of the year for sports approaches
It is.
quickly. Ugh. The second week of February.
Sports Siberia.
Weirdly, I get excited right now just because
Why?
their segment that I love is back.
What's that? Fringe Binge. I thought he was going to say, because I get to catch up on my Netflix series.
Oh God,
That's
no,
what he's
no.
thinking. You know that's what he's thinking.
No, I'm sad that sports are gone, but I do love Fringe Binge.
I get it, brother.
Fair enough.
Anyways, we're going to start you off with a new segment called Fast Five. You're going to love this. This goes out to our target audience. We've done some research over the holiday season. We think you're going to like it. The Fast Five. Hell no. Hell yeah. You know what that is. That's an old staple. We're going to talk national title game. Preview the weekend's contest, the AFC and NFC Championship games, and so much more. And then, of course, we're going to interview our man, Joey Mulinaro. Joey was down at the national championship game. He is blowing up. My man is everywhere. Is extremely talented radio host, podcaster out of Indy. Looking forward to talking to him. The Fringe Binge. This is a segment where we talk about the sports on the fringe, get into that fringe life, talk a little pro wrestling, a little MMA, sometimes some
bowling.
hacky. We've talked competitive eating.
Oh yeah,
We talked to actors last year.
that was funny. He thought
It
we were
was
pranking him.
funny. Yeah, he
Okay.
did think we were pranking him until we actually called.
Say.
And then his dog started barking like crazy. I'll never forget that. Yeah,
I'm even
blew
going
out
to try to
my-
get a storm chaser on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we should.
That'd be awesome.
I'm working on it.
Please do. And then impression session. We've done this unofficially in the after hours for a long, long time, but we're making it a segment. By
yeah.
God,
Impress sesh.
impress sesh. We can call it that if you want.
You guys give me access to write make the lineup over here on the right side of that on the screen. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna call it what I want. Impress sesh.
Okay, that's fine.
This
guys.
is your world. We're just living in it, Beats.
Yeah, we are.
I thought this was
You
gonna
did a
sell
great
you little
job
more.
this week.
I
No.
thought you were gonna. Yeah, it's because
It doesn't.
somebody.
It's
else did.
expectedly millennial of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is, so that'll be fun. And then we'll roll into the after hours, talk about anything we missed or any fun topics we want to expand upon a little bit.
Fair enough.
But in the meantime, let's go the Fast Five, guys. Let's start it off. All right, guys, we did some major research over the holiday season. Our squad of interns, I think there's like 20 of them at this point, right? They're getting university credit. They're getting Blake coffee.
No,
and,
they're doing none of
They're
that.
getting Mike avocado toast, whatever he wants.
They literally don't exist.
They literally
they don't
exist.
exist.
This was us, if
I
we're
made my
being
own
honest.
avocado
It
toast.
was us.
But anyways, our research, which is abundant and very accurate, found out that our typical clientele, if you will, the typical listener of the Big Play Podcast, is millennial men. Surprise, surprise there. This is, of course, our folks between 22 and 37 that were born between the years 81 to 96. Although I begrudgingly belong to this group, you guys are smack down towards the middle of this one. We're all in it, correct?
Yeah.
Anyways, hopefully they'll forgive my student loans at some point, right, Mike?
No, it's not happening.
In our research, too, we found the average millennial's attention span, 12 seconds. Yikes. Generation X and Y goes down to 8. Maybe they're just too old to put up with that shit. I don't know.
Wait, what are we talking about?
We're talking about attention spans.
Oh.
And yours is now 3
literally.
seconds. Did you see that?
Mike's seen something
Dude, he was
shiny
out.
over here in the
Yeah,
studio.
he's like, is that a ball over there? You're like my son, dude.
There's a nice guitar.
Yeah, there is
my
a nice
God.
guitar. There's 2 of them, to be honest.
2.
So here's what we're going to do for you. Understanding that we have 12 seconds to keep your attention and keep you entertained, we're going to sum up the weekly sports stories, the ones that are important in each sport, in 5 words or less. If we have to come back and get into a little bit more detail, we will. But we've got 12 seconds to get through all the sports stories from that sport that week. We're using 5 words or less. Blake, are you ready to talk NFL, my man?
I am ready.
Go.
All right, Clowney, not fined for hit. McCown, tough as nails. Rams tab Brandon Staley as OC. Edelman arrested in Cali Saturday. TV next for Drew Brees. Bill Cowher, welcome to Canton. Jimmy Johnson, gold jacket 2. Stud linebacker Luke Kuechly retires.
Wow. Good job. Wow.
I went
Can
a
we
little
get
longer
an
than
applause?
12.
Do we have an applause? Can we do that?
First time. Very good. Very,
That's
very
really
good.
good.
I give it a 9.6.
I aim to please.
Right.
I'm going
right.
to time myself next time.
Yeah.
Make sure I'm under 12.
Yeah. Hey, tidbit, guys. I found out my mom and dad learned how to get the show, but they
Oh,
only
no.
go audio. They still don't know how to go video.
Is it going to blow their mind?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's totally when they come to
Nice.
this. They're like, who are millennials? All right, Blake, are you ready for NCAA football? Huge week.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Go ahead, my man.
Jerkovic, Notre Dame backup transferring. North Dakota State wins FCS. College football playoff to expand. OBJ handing out some cash.
Wow. Good work, my man. Look at that.
I'll give you an air horn.
There you go.
Also, your boy
times.
Ryan. Squirrel.
Squirrel.
He just yelled it out in the
Squirrel.
chat. I like it.
Wait,
In
why,
there.
why is he talking about squirrels?
Oh, attention span.
Attention span.
He's making
Oh,
fun of me.
Okay, that's
As he should.
Mike, you better focus up, my man, because it's
You're
time
up.
to talk NBA, and you are up. Go.
We got Giannis Bucks out in front. Nets stay close without Kyrie. Warriors woes without Clay and Kevin. Utah top 10 in efficiency. Lake Show is on stage. Cavs apparently living slug life. Love goes off on GM. LeBron 4th on field goal list.
You were doing so good till the end.
He ran out of gas.
Can you give
No.
yourself at least a mild? Do we
As
have
a-
a golf clap? Can we do a?
I'll give myself.
He's going full applause. Yeah.
I'll clap for myself.
He's at the helm over there.
Again, we're going to come back here, guys.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to come back and dissect some of this, but we got to keep it moving, my man, because we
where-
got to keep the attention of our millennial
where you going?
audience. I'm going MLB. Are you ready, guys?
Do it.
Cody
go.
Bellinger sets arbitration record. Twin Sanu gets 3 years. Josh Donaldson becomes a Twin. Indians bump Lindor to 17.5. Yankees judge agree to raise. Manfred hands down Astros punishment. And that's it.
Oh, look at that guy.
That is it.
Solid.
Dude, I was kind of ahead.
Yeah.
I was kind of ahead.
So
Boom.
fast.
Yeah. So let's go back. We got to backtrack here.
Yeah.
Yeah, now let's review it a little
Really
bit.
big. You know, most of you guys know that we obviously operate the show here in BigPlay.com from Cleveland, Ohio. We're about an hour and 15 minutes or so up the road from Canton, Ohio. We cover the Hall of Fame game.
My
we
backyard.
cover all that whole, yeah, exactly, that whole weekend. Blake, talk about some of the great names and folks that are going into the Hall we discovered this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, Bill Cowher, if you didn't get a chance to check this video out, him and Jimmy Johnson, really, if you didn't get a chance to check out when they got, basically when David Baker come on to their shows and told them that they were going to the Hall, it was pretty special. It was cool moments. Bill Cowher's family was there. He actually tried to get David Baker to go off stage and then grabbed him to bring him back because he didn't want to do it on. He didn't want to start crying on air. So
right.
no, it was cool, and I think that's something that needs to be a little more visual with with the fans is when these guys get that moment of, oh my God, it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was cool they did these on nationally televised shows
Yes.
and, in front of national audiences. So, it's funny. I didn't know this, but did you know when Jimmy Johnson went to the Cowboys, he divorced his wife?
What?
I heard this story over the weekend.
Okay.
Basically, when Jimmy Johnson went from Miami to Dallas, when he got his first check, he basically cut his wife a check and said, "I'm married to the Cowboys now."
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
How about that alimony?
So basically, Jimmy Johnson said, "I'm all in on the Cowboys now.
Wow.
They are my life."
That's kind of a scumbag move. if
Hey,
we're
it worked.
being
It worked
honest.
out.
They did get
He's not in the Hall of Fame of husbands. I can tell you that much.
No, hey,
Shit.
at least he was honest and up front. He could have let her
Yeah,
on,
right.
But no, and they're going in with a number of of great guys. Paul Tagliabue's another name going in. So, check out the full list of guys going in for the 100th anniversary. It's a pretty special list.
Yep, the Centennial class. So they now have named 15 folks already that are going into the class.
And I
which
think
is
it's
really
going to be a
cool.
total, 25, I think?
It is going to be a total
Yeah.
of 25.
group.
All right, Mike, we haven't talked a lot of NBA thus far, basically, and I guess no one else is really paying attention to if you look at the numbers. But early impressions, who are your leaders in the clubhouse? What's impressing you thus far?
You have a crash course between the Lakers and LeBron and Giannis and the Bucks right now. They're at the top of their divisions.
Imagine that.
Shock.
right? Team to watch that I would say is Utah.
Okay.
They're top. This is why I put them out there. They're top 10 in offense and defensive efficiency. Usually that means you're going to make a run at the end of the year. When you're that good, when you really are that efficient.
Top 10 in wives per player, too. Utah.
Oh, jeez.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. On the opposite end of that
It's Utah,
stage
guys.
is the Warriors. 9 wins. 9.
That's crazy.
They
9
have 6
wins.
less than the second last place team in the West.
Isn't that crazy
That's
how
insane.
a loss
Yeah,
of
but
a
let's-
top 5 player of all time,
Well,
and an
really.
injury
And
to
then
another top
two.
player. Yeah,
And then
Not
Steph,
top 5 all
Steph
time, but
missed
2,
11
yeah.
games as well.
right.
Yep.
But 9 wins.
That's
Who would
amazing.
would you have said that 2 years ago?
You know, if
'Cause
they're
there's
going
no
to,
way you
If
think
you were
all
going to tell
4
me
of
they
those
were
guys
going to have
get
all
hurt.
those injuries, I would have.
Yeah.
I would have said they've
that's
been
fair.
bad. Maybe not 9 games bad, but they would have been bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah. It makes sense.
yeah.
But
I
I
mean,
just would have never guessed that many injuries or a defection and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah. And then other than that, it's got LeBron James doing what LeBron James does. Field goals. He just passed the 4th. Or he's in 4th now, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And he's just chasing Karl Malone, that is, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
You mean it
Be
was
the
a
top of
Post
that. He
Malone?
just passed the...
congratulations.
Remember Scott Williams said he's one of the few players who played with both.
Yeah,
He said
Yeah.
Jordan was the GOAT.
he did.
He
yeah.
did. He did, yeah.
Remember we asked him about Luke Longley too. We'll have to bring him up again sometime.
Yes.
Guys, it was a not the banner year in baseball that we would have hoped for. If you recall, games were longer, more home runs, more strikeouts than ever. Just this odd year, and it ended with a bang, if you will, as we heard rumors of some major punishments coming down for the Astros, and Commissioner Rob Manfred handed those down. So we had 1-year suspensions to Jeff Lunau and manager A.J. Hinch at the Astros, which have since been fired. They lost draft picks in 2020, 2021, a $5 million fine. And really what happened here is Manfred set a clear message. Look, cheating has been unofficially happening in baseball for years. We've all done it. I can remember in Legion Ball stealing signals from second base. We've all done it. But this was a systematic, very calculated way of
Right.
cheating using technology. It was above anything we've ever heard.
the word I would use is deliberate.
Yes, it was very
Deliberate.
deliberate.
Yeah.
It was very deliberate. It reminded me in NCAA football, we've heard this term happen and come out several times, kind of a lack of institutional control within the Astros
But
organization.
I think they did have control. And they did that's what you guys are saying, though,
They had
right?
control
Like,
of other teams because they cheated.
yeah,
You're
that's what I'm
right.
saying. Like, they were in control of what was going on. Like, maybe
Yeah.
from the top down, but, like,
Right.
the rest of them, I mean, they were doing it intentionally.
Yeah.
That's where I was just blown away.
And then another major name that was named in all this was Red Sox manager Alex Cora, who was a player and then, of course, took the management job in Boston, and he's since been fired, too, as well. So
Mutually parted
mutually
ways.
parted ways. But
Which,
come on,
which,
you-
which
you
means
know
we're
what
going to be
that
nice.
means.
You need to go.
Exactly. You can't fire me. I already quit type thing.
we, got
So,
Right.
we have a comment out here.
yeah.
With all this going on, does this make Pete Rose not look so bad?
Oh, Pete Rose is smiling from dimple
You know,
to dimple
right?
right now.
I've actually had an interaction with Pete
Thanks,
Rose,
Ryan.
and Pete, Not that you're watching, but if you are, hope you're doing well. Pete, he's actually one of the nicest guys I've ever met.
Yeah.
Super nice, super, contrary to his public appearance, super knowledgeable about the game. He's one of those people that you could literally stand there and talk to for hours. And it's a shame that Pete Rose is basically ostracized completely from the game.
Right.
That, if MLB had its way, they would wipe him from the record books.
Yep.
But these guys get a 1-year suspension. It just doesn't seem fair or consistent to me.
Right. Well, you know what's fair and consistent, and that's hell no, hell yeah.
Hell
Let's get
yeah.
into that, Mike. Give me a transition, my man. All right, guys, it's been a very interesting NFL playoff season thus far. Let's look into that big play crystal ball here and quickly go through this weekend's games. First, we've got the AFC title game, of course, the Tennessee Titans. What a story they've been visiting the Kansas City Chiefs. Mike, Vegas has the Chiefs at very heavy favorites here at 7.5, over under 52.5. That's moved a little bit there. Do you agree with this line? Vegas is right here. Kansas City has a decisive advantage and will take down the Titans.
Here we go.
Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no.
The Titans have proved teams wrong the last 2 weeks. And if we look back, what wins championships? I hate to be this cliche guy. But
Cheating. Ask the Astros. Anyways, keep going.
That's actually pretty fair.
Fair.
Yeah,
And the
I'm not even going
Patriots.
to really argue with you.
Right, yeah.
Patriots. What did they do last year? They controlled the ball. They played great defense. Yes, Mahomes them can put up numbers, but if there's a team that can stop him, is a team that gets a little lead and then just pounds Derrick Henry. You know what it is. You know what's coming, but can you stop it?
Yeah.
So if they
That's
start
fair.
slow or they get a little behind or it's just a battle, it's anyone's game. So that's why I'm taking the Titans.
They
I'm riding
cannot
that on.
start like they did last week.
Oh no,
Right.
you're not
At all.
gonna. This is not a team you're gonna come back.
Tennessee would just ground you
Yep.
into the.
At that point,
yeah.
what you get?
Grind you in the
Just a
ground.
few possessions
Yep.
and a half.
Any
at that point,
any concerns Andy Reid's reputation, Mike? Anything concerning you with his past and what's typically happened in these rounds of the playoffs for him?
also.
Hell no. To the no.
Look, in the NFL, if you can get that deep in the playoffs, you are doing something right. If you can do it consistently, if you can find the right talent, then you are doing something right. It does take some luck. It does. Things have to fall your way. And the reason I'm not concerned, look at it when he was way back in Philly. T.O. comes back from a broken leg and is one of the most dominant players in that game. Can you
yeah.
imagine if he was fully healthy?
Yeah.
He was limping and he was still crossing people up. He was just burning people. 12 or 14 catches, I forget, is one of the two.
Yep.
So you look at it, like if you look in the history, like he has done a hell of a job getting him there. Hopefully he wins one. I root for him in that sense, but
Sure.
I do not have concerns with Andy Reid in that sense.
Okay,
Fair
let's
enough.
go to the other side. Let's talk NFC. We got the Packers and San Francisco 49ers. Classic matchup here.
Yeah.
Storied NFL teams. Vegas has the 49ers at -7.5. You think Shanahan's crew gets it done here, Mike?
This is killing me. I'm so negative right now, but
Hell no. To the no. Hell to the no.
I'm a believer in that squad. But something about the Packers just getting ugly wins.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen this in the past. An ugly win in
tell
the
me
NFL is
about
a
it.
great win. Right? Oh yeah, it's ugly.
Yeah.
Like as a Seahawks fan, you're watching against it, and if you can knock out Russell Wilson, that takes some. There's something there.
The thing with the Packers, and it's something that the Seahawks have struggled to do all year, is they get to the quarterback and they run the ball well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those two things have been their strengths all year long. So as long as they continue doing that, we're good.
Yeah.
They're good. So, and I don't think San Fran has the offensive firepower to keep up.
Right. There's a part of it, Mike. It feels like the Packers basically got ahead in that game and then cruised. They just kind of survived. They did everything they could to just be and survive that game. It didn't feel like they wanted as much as, well, I don't want to talk about it. but-
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that kind of concerning you? They just feel a little shaky right now.
I think these are professionals. I think this is the time where they absolutely do want it. Do I think they're a little? It looks like they're shaky, but it's also they played the Seahawks. This is each week is a tough game.
No.
If you think your team is going to go out and roll someone at this point, it's just unlikely, right? Like what we've seen the Titans do, what they did to the Ravens, where they just dominated that game, doesn't happen. We saw the Texans look like they're going to, and then we saw a great team come roaring back, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I just don't. That doesn't scare me. Abner Rondon. how's everyone? We're doing good. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
it's
Hey,
in the
how
chat.
are you?
Yep. JSEJMM6 can't stop Henry. I love a big running back. He knows that. So.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not too.
Well, let's shift gears, guys. Let's talk 2020 National Championship game. And, of course, we'll talk about this with Joey, too, as well. It is over. The Bayou Bengals ended their magical season in dominating fashion, taking care of Clemson 42-25. There's a lot of talk about subplots and historical measures coming out of this game, Blake. Let's break some of these down. They got a 16-0 record, that being LSU, of course. They got a record-setting QB, 7 wins over top 10 teams. Is this the greatest college football season of all time?
Season or team?
Let's start with team.
Hell no.
Wow.
To the no, no, no. Hell to the no.
Big Play Eddie's gonna like this one. Still the 0-1 Hurricanes, baby.
Wow.
Still the U.
You.
Listen, that 0-1 Hurricanes team, if you include backups in first and second string, 39 eventual NFL draft picks.
Dang.
I think 17 first rounders. Clinton Portis, Andre Johnson, Jeremy Shockey, just to name a few. Jonathan Vilma. I mean, these guys were all studs in the NFL.
Right.
We were going over the list earlier. Sean Taylor, Ed Reed, guys are probably going in the Hall of Fame. Vince Wilfork, guys that are probably going to go in.
Yeah.
So you're talking, anywhere from 3 to half dozen Hall of Famers, over 30-something NFL players.
Crazy.
Is it 39?
I believe so. I brought up the list, and here's what they
give us
give.
a few of those.
Here's what they give you: it is NFL draft picks: Ken Dorsey, Clinton Portis, Najee Davenport, Andre Johnson, Darryl Jones, Jeremy Shockey, Bryant McKinney, Martin Bibla, Joaquin Gonzalez, Willis McGahee, Carlos Joseph, Vernon Carey, Frank Gore.
All right, we get it.
Yeah,
we get it.
It's
we get
insane.
it.
It's
Shockey's a
absolutely
guy I
insane.
forget
That's just the
about, too.
offense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
All right,
Oh
well,
my
let's
gosh.
move on to something else. Coming out of this game, the subplot was, Trevor Lawrence had a tough game. Pundits are now pushing this narrative. Maybe he's not as good as we thought. Was he exposed? Which
Sure.
I don't agree with. Any concerns that he won't be the player we thought he was going forward, Blake?
hell yeah.
Do you think of the two, does Joe
Yeah.
Burrow have the better NFL career?
Yeah, Joe Burrow's going to have the better NFL career. I think, mainly he's the real deal, first and foremost. Unfortunately, for him, I think he's going to fall into a better situation in Cincinnati. It's nice when you're going in with targets like A.J. Green, Tyler Boyd, John Ross, Tyler Eifert, Joe Mixon in the backfield. And you probably have a stud anchor left tackle for the rest of your career. So I think he's going to be just fine. Trevor Lawrence is probably going to go to somewhere that has a little worse situation. And not to say Trevor Lawrence is bad, but Trevor Lawrence is just, I think Joe Burrow outplayed him in the game. I think he's outplayed him all year. So, and I've heard somebody in the media, I forget who it was, and if you know out there, let us know. They called Joe Burrow Tom Brady with legs. So I think he's the real deal. Like I was telling you guys before the show, I think the AFC North should be very concerned with how the next 10 years are going to look with him, Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson. I think that's going to be a trio of guys that just browbeat everybody.
Burrow, Joe Mixon, A.J. Green, and that young core of wide receivers.
Yeah.
That's going to be an exciting team in Cincinnati.
If they can get that offensive line straightened out, Jonah Williams can come back healthy.
Yep.
That team, I think, could surprise some people next year.
Yeah, we had some surprising hires too, Mike. Let's talk about the NFL new hires. Let's continue with hell no, hell yeah. Yep, let's go there. Yep, nope. We're going to talk hell no, hell yeah.
Okay.
And let's talk about those new hires.
All right. Jay, with the Browns hiring of Vikings offensive coordinator Kevin Stefanski, all of the NFL coaching vacancies are filled. Give me a hell no, hell yeah if you agree with the hire.
Well, let's start with Ron Rivera to Washington. I give that a big hell yeah. How could you not?
All right.
Look what he's going up against, right? He's got Bruce Allen. The biggest impact of this whole situation was the fact the guy was fired, right?
Right.
The culture there was dysfunctional. And now he's playing under Dan Snyder. He's got a young QB that was told last year he really wasn't needed, nor was he his choice for the coach. So he's going to put up with that.
All right. Let's move on to Dallas. Mike McCarthy. Hell no, hell yeah, Jay.
I'm going to say hell no.
Ooh.
Got him!
And keep it going. And here's why. You know, the chaos that happens with the Cowboys is usually in the owner's box, right?
Yeah.
It's not on the field. It's not on the locker room. They didn't really need this old school kind of leader of men guy. I just didn't get it. It was uninspiring. It's not sexy at all for the most sexy team in the NFL, you could say.
Right.
I just didn't get it at all.
Yeah. It didn't really fit. I can't disagree with you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What else you got, brother?
All right. Matt Rule in Carolina. Hell no, hell yeah.
I'm going to say hell yeah. I love this hiring. And you know why? Something that people aren't talking about is I think it helps them accomplish their number one objective, and that's keep Cam Newton healthy and in Carolina.
Yeah.
It's a culture changer. It's a spark. It's something that will ignite him. He's a great developer and motivator. He turned around Baylor. He turned around Temple. And I think it's going to work out quite well.
Joe Brady potentially is the OC too.
Yeah.
Really quick before we get our guest caller in.
Yeah.
All right. Stefanski. Hell no, hell yeah.
You know, I've gone back and forth. I'm going to say hell yeah. And we could get into, in the after hours, the chaos that surrounded this search and the stories that were local. Oh, my God.
McDaniel's watch.
It was crazy. But, no, you know, Kevin Stefanski, although he didn't exactly put on an inspiring performance as the offensive coordinator in his last game with the Vikings, extremely well-regarded, motivator, analytical enough, but not
Overly.
doesn't beat people to death with it. I think he gets that he's going to have to kind of fold to that a little bit in Cleveland, but he's open to it. A younger guy, late 30s. I believe he's 37.
Yeah.
And Baker Mayfield could use a young upstart guy. And plus, the women here love this guy already.
Yep.
He is. I can admit, he's handsome. Let's be honest,
no
right?
doubt. Yeah.
Right.
All right. And on that transition.
Yeah, quickly, too, Joe Judge, no on that. And that's just looking at the Belichick tree. These guys are used to being led, not being leaders.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say no on that.
All right.
I am going to say yes to a great guy that's on the line that we want to bring in. Let's transition, Mike. All right. If you don't know who this guy is, you've probably been living under a rock or just don't like great impressions and hilarity. He's Joey Mulinaro. He's the host of Tailgate 107.5 in Indy. You can find him Saturday mornings there. Joey, what's going on, my man? How are you, brother?
Guys, what's happening? Thanks for having me. I'm fresh off of 4 flights yesterday connecting, and I'm just exhausted from New Orleans. But other than that, I'm feeling good.
Good, my man. Well, let's talk about it. And by the way, I noticed you hit me with a y'all earlier. You know, you've already picked it up from being down there. I love it, my man. Just talk about the atmosphere in New Orleans, buddy. What was it like down there?
Oh, it was, sometimes, it's funny you mention that, though, because sometimes my wife will be like, did you just give me a little Saban there? And I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of slipping in and out of voices here. But New Orleans was incredible. It was the loudest stadium I've ever been in, hands down. Like, the loudest game environment. It was incredible. Literally moments where I was just like looking around like, how in the hell did I get here? And I didn't actually pinch myself, but like in my head I was pinching myself. So it was wild. Got to do a little cafe beignet action, a little Bourbon Street after the game. So everything you can want in a New Orleans experience, and the Tigers brought it home.
That's right. Now, I got to ask you this, Joey. Did people recognize you? I mean, you're kind of a staple in SEC country nowadays.
I had a handful, but not anything crazy at all, you know. So handful of people, and then talked to me about it a little bit, but I was mostly just kind of walking around the Superdome by myself until I got to the suite, and it was fun though.
Now, do you feel somewhat responsible for Coach O's brilliance in that W? Be honest now.
Heck no, man. Coach O, he's been brilliant long before me. I just hopped aboard the bandwagon and then got on the Coach O train, man. So I'm all in on him. I have been, and just like, you know, a whole lot of people now across the country, not just the old great state of Louisiana, have been falling in line with Coach O, and I'm super, super happy for him and happy for LSU.
Yeah, hard not to like those guys. Well, let's get into your background a little, Jay. I'm just curious, man. What's the first impression you remember doing?
First one that like ever did, or first one that I put out there?
Let's say the first one you put out there, the first one that went popular.
Yeah. Andrew Luck for sure. The now retired former quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts. Andrew Luck was my guy, and was the first one that I gave a shot.
You ever tried one and it just absolutely flopped?
I mean, it depends on who you ask. Some people still say my Saban flops, which is fine. But then, 3 videos with over 1 million views, humble brag.
Couldn't disagree
more.
more.
Hard for those people to say that, but yeah. So it just depends on who you ask. I mean, it's odd how everybody hears things differently. Like, I swear to God, in like back-to-back tweets, I can't tell you how many times I'll have somebody be like, "Bro, spot on, oh my God," and then literally the next tweet, it literally doesn't even sound anything like him. You suck. So it's really weird how people hear things. I'd say the biggest flop I've had, I don't know. I mean, some people had stuff to say about Dabo, some people had stuff to say about Gundy, but the thing that people like have to remember, and I've tried to make this more and more clear, is like sometimes impressions aren't just about how you sound; it's about like what you say and how you say it.
Right, right.
And so it's not so much about being an impressionist as it is doing comedic impressions, if that makes sense. There's like there's a difference in my mind. So, some people have negative things to say, but there's always going to be people who have negative things to say.
Yeah, absolutely. So, how do you develop these, my man? I'm curious. What's the art to this? Do you watch interviews on YouTube? Or you break down your film study, if you will, Joey?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's funny you say it like that because it really is. And that's pretty much exactly what I'll do. I mean, if my boss at my day job was listening, she'd probably be pissed because, half the day I'm spending just looking up Mike Leach or Coach O videos or, whoever else that I can try to, Jim Harbaugh, whoever else I could try to nail down just to, get their cadence, get their mannerisms, little things that they do with their hands, little, words that they tend to repeat, how they say different words. Because if I may not sound exactly like a Saban, but, it's just like how he says I instead of all right, or he says program instead of program, talking about, building a program. So there's just different things like that you pick up on that become key when you're trying to impersonate somebody, especially comedically.
You mentioned Mike Leach. Are you giving us a spoiler here, my man? Is that what's next?
I'm trying, dude, because he's
that'd
so
be great.
Funny. He's so funny. Him and Harbaugh are really something that, especially for the 2020 season, I'm going to try to take here a little bit. It's going to be tough to not do a Leach one here because I've been filming a couple just to test it out, and the concept behind it I think is really, really funny. But I just mentally I'm too soft right now to think about all the people would be like, not even close, dude. So I'm not ready to unleash that one yet.
Right. So let's talk some Colts. We got to talk about indie sports here real quick. Just 2019, Joe. There's a lot, I guess, blame to go around. What do you point to as the cause of, I guess, a disappointing season? And I guess you could point to the very beginning where a guy you mentioned earlier, Andrew Luck, decided to retire out of nowhere.
Yeah, dude. So actually, I was on my bachelor party the night that he retired.
Oh, so it's your fault.
So you can imagine the just the kind of kick to the that had on my bachelor party. We're in Wrigleyville, up in Chicago. We've been up there on the Lake Michigan, at the beach on Friday. We went to the Cubs game on the rooftop on Saturday. We're high living, and then all of a sudden this dude calls it quits. And then, from that point on, the weekend was just over. But it's just a funny little anecdote that I had to bring up about how, I mean, I'll always remember that for multiple reasons. One, because of him retiring, but two, because it kind of ruined my bachelor party in a lot of ways. But, it's, from that point on, it was kind of a lot of you don't want to really go to a party or like a get together with friends, but you just keep really talking yourself into it, and it's like, it's gonna be fun.
Right.
We're gonna be fine.
We'll be okay. Yeah.
It'll be the good music. Like, it'll be good, guys. Like, this will be so good. Like, you really try to talk yourself into having a lot of fun, and I think that's what a lot of people around Indy were doing after that happened, and especially after the Colts started off pretty well. They were
Right.
really just like hyping themselves up, talking themselves into, hey, we're fine. We don't need him. Hey, it's going to be all right. We're good with Jacoby Brissett. And then as the guy who hosts the podcast that I do here, Kevin Bowen, who covers the Colts, said, Water's going to find its level. And sure enough, it did. And resulted in a really dreary, bad 7-9 season.
Yeah, guys, we're talking with Joey Mulinaro. Check him out on Twitter at Joey Mulinaro. That's where you can see these great videos we're talking about, of course. Is it safe to assume, Joey, Adam Vinatieri's done at this point?
I don't think it is.
Wow.
I'm with you. Like, I'm definitely, where are you guys based out of again? What's your
We're in Cleveland.
team? Cleveland. Okay. So, I would not, you know what I mean? Like, looking on the outside at the Browns, you guys have a lot more intel on them than I do.
Sure.
And I'm just here to say for Vinatieri that, I mean, for whatever reason, this dude just has like 18 lives. I mean, like, I don't know if it's just a sentimental tie that the community has around here or what it is, but I mean, he just can't and won't go away. And I don't know if he's ready to walk away. And I don't know, honestly, believe it or not, if the Colts are ready to part ways with him.
Wow.
They kind of blame it on a mishandle of his injury early on in the season, and so Chris Ballard kind of took blame of that a little bit in his season-ending press conference. So it's just really weird. It's definitely something we're going to be watching closely here over the offseason, but I honestly would not be surprised one bit if number 4 is out there opening day 2020 kicking for the Colts.
All right, Joey, you ready to do a little improv here, my man? I'm going to give you some common scenarios and an impression, and I just want to hear you riff for a little bit on it, okay? So let's start with...
So it's like Fallon's Wheel of Impressions here.
You got it. So let's start with this one. Coach Saban is meeting with his CPA and preparing to file his taxes.
Okay, one more time. CPA, that's like the
his accountant. He's meeting with his accountant. He's getting ready to file his taxes for him.
Okay. Well, I don't really know what I'm paying you all this money for if I got to come in here and file all this paperwork, all right? I don't have time for this. I'm trying to run a football program here. I bring you in every April 15th. That's going to be the day you're going to file them for me. I don't know why I got to spend my time wasting Saturday when I could be out recruiting, bringing in guys for this program. Okay, do you want Alabama to be any good, or do you want me to waste time kicking rocks here with you? All right, I don't got time for it. You do this because I'm paying you for it. I'm going to stick here with my Coke bottle up on this podium, and you do the taxes. I'm going to do the coaching. You do the taxes. I'm going to do the coaching. All right, so just quit asking.
I wonder if was he have Geico? Saban's got Geico, right?
Oh yeah.
He's no, it's Affleck. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Affleck.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That was great.
That was great. Okay, Joey, I think you're going to like this one. Let's say the scenario is Coach O explaining to someone how to use Twitter.
Oh my god. First of all, before I do it, one of the biggest surprises from this man is that he's actually on Twitter now.
Yes, and he's great.
I love to retweet every time he does Hold That Tiger. It's so funny.
Yes.
All right, Coach O explaining somebody how to use Twitter.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I'll see one of my favorite things about Twitter is there's a really good time to show about Louisiana getting another good football player. Every time I get a Tiger recruit, I tweet, Hold That Tiger. Everybody seems to like him quite a bit. I don't really understand what else is there for. Sometimes I see some funny video going on. Sometimes I see some good thing about Joe Burrow. But you want to get on there, you get information about the Tigers. Sometimes I look up some good gumbo recipes on there. It's not as good as my Mama Coco gumbo. But other than that, Hold That Tiger.
Wow. Well played, sir. Well played, sir. All right.
Thanks.
And then finally, we're going to switch it up. I know you love to do this one. Let's say Joel Osteen is ordering a grande latte at Starbucks. What would that sound like?
Well, my dear Jessica, it's so good to be here with you on this Sunday. It's what I do before I go and lead the masses in the church of Osteen. I come to you and God calls me to get my grande latte, not a venti latte, because I can't be greedy in the eyes of God. That's why I go with the grande instead of the venti. You're doing such a great job, but God's calling you to be a barista. I'll see you next Sunday. Have a good day.
Give that man
Yeah,
several
we need the
applauses
applause there.
after that. Oh, my God. Wow. Joey, did you ever think you'd be doing Joel Osteen impressions on a podcast 5 years ago?
Man, if you had
How
told me that, I would
crazy.
have been the happiest man in the world. So thanks for making that dream come true.
My man. All right. Well, hey, Joey, we really appreciate your time here tonight. We took you a little long, though. Thanks for being a good sport. Guys, follow him on Twitter. It's at Joey Mulinaro. He's putting out new content all the time. He teased he might be getting some Mike Leash. God, that division of the SEC is
gonna be great.
unbelievable. Unbelievable going forward.
Yeah, I'm licking my chops for the fall for sure. And also, I got a little tease here. I'm pretty excited about one that's going to be coming out either tomorrow or Friday. It's got a tie into one that I've done before, and I'm really, really excited about it. So be on the lookout for that.
Nice. Thanks, my man. Joey, appreciate your time tonight, guys. Check out his great stuff. Look forward to talking to you here soon, Joey. Thanks, my man.
Yeah, man. Hey, anytime. A lot of fun, guys. Have a good one.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Joey.
Give that man some applause,
Yes,
Mike.
that
Wow.
was That
Insanely
was- that was
talented,
great.
right? How am I supposed to do Impresh Sash after that?
Oh, you have to.
Yeah, you're fired. Yeah, you're
on
fired.
the hook. You're on the
Jesus.
hook.
Guys, come on. That's like a cover band going on after the Beatles.
Yeah.
That's just not, it's not going to be great. Oh, well. Let's go to the comments. I think Dave was making fun of me, so I just want to call him out and say, thanks, my man, for that comment here.
Oh.
I did have a lot of my mans in that interview.
That's your go-to. It's
That's
a-
my new
your comfort
absolutely,
zone.
my
Isn't it?
man.
Keep it right there.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I don't know which one was the best, but I mean, Coach O is just.
The Joel Osteen was
I
hilarious.
thought your Gruden was going to come out asking about Joe Burrow.
Yeah, we went a little long. Maybe
I
we'll
think it
have
was
him
nice
back
to respect
on.
his
Yeah,
time for
yeah.
sure.
We'll talk to him before the college football season.
yeah.
We'll do a little bit more back and forth. But that was really fun, guys.
That was awesome.
Check Joey out on Twitter. Seriously, it's so funny. He puts out a new video every day. It's at Joey Mulinaro. It's
Say.
Mulinaro.
Teased he's got something
Yeah.
tomorrow. Breaking
Yeah.
news on the
Breaking
Big Play
news.
Podcast.
Drops, yeah.
Breaking news. Breaking news. Good stuff. So
Where do you want to go?
let's go Fringe Binge, Mike. You've been
Fringy.
looking forward to this. Let's get
I
there,
have.
brother.
All right.
You're all
I
jacked
love
up.
it. I love it. This is my favorite. Joey fit right in here too. you
Oh,
know?
yeah.
Gotta feel it.
Look at that GIF, by the way. How great is that?
You guys mind if I just keep that? It's a great.
I love
chip.
that.
That's
I
old
love.
school flair too.
So, guys, wifey, medium play Katie only chimes in if something's really good or really bad on the show, and she just said, "This is hilarious." In response to Joey. So, good
we're
times.
doing well.
Joey's
Thanks,
awesome.
honey.
All right.
Appreciate that. All right, let's Fringe Binge it, Mike. How excited are you?
Oh,
my
so
man?
juiced up. I'm
Yeah.
juiced up.
He's been waiting to play that music for months.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we got UFC 246 Saturday, January 18th at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. We got Conor McGregor is making his UFC
My
in-ring
man.
return versus Cowboy Daniel Cerrone.
Donald.
Yeah.
He's looking first win in UFC since 2016.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am jacked
Huge
about
fight.
this one.
Huge
All right.
fight. That's going to be
Yeah.
interesting. They've talked a lot of crap, as you can imagine.
Do Do you want to give us a little of the
Yeah, in the
impact?
world of pro wrestling, a very interesting week, which saw several things happen. Tessa Blanchard, the daughter of Tully Blanchard, former Four Horsemen, won the Impact Wrestling World Championship over Sami Callihan at their Hard to Kill pay-per-view. She became the first woman to win said title. And then within 24 hours, there were allegations of racism and hate in the back locker room on her behalf. So, I don't know. Hold on to that one. We'll see about that. And this came down earlier. A sad story in the world of pro wrestling. Rocky Johnson, the WWE Hall of Famer, most notably known as the father of The Rock, passed away at the age of 75. Unknown yet what the cause of that death was, though. It was known that he was ill. He'll probably be most remembered, beyond being the father of the highest paid actor in Hollywood and great professional wrestler, as a member of the Soul Patrol. They were the first African-American tag team champions, he and Tony Atlas, back in 1983. So, very decorated career. Thoughts and prayers out with the Johnson, Maivia family. The Rock had wrestling history on both sides of his family.
Yeah.
Pretty historic. So, good stuff, Mike. Good to do the Fringe Binge again. Let's go impress sesh, you would say. Little peek behind the curtain, guys. We, for the last 2 weeks, have been paying attention to the spiral that is, downward spiral that is, definitely not upward, of one Antonio Brown. We were going to do his tweets of the week, but then he just kind of went off on...
Off the deep end.
Yeah, and we don't really want to talk about him that much, so we're not going to do that.
No.
Instead, Blake's guy,
My man.
Beast Mode Marshawn Lynch, gave the post-game press conference for the ages. So
It
in
was
this
amazing.
session, Blake or Mike are going to pick one of my impressions. And God, I hate doing this after Joey was on, but we're going to stick to the script here, people. I'm going to do that sports speech, or perhaps a social media quote, or maybe it's a famous sports movie quote that came out. I'm going to do that quote and use the voice that they pick. So Blake, since this is your guy, you get the pick this week. Now, it was a 3-part quote, if you will.
Okay.
So you can separate them. I can do the same voice, whatever you want.
Oh, man.
So you tell me.
I tell you what. Let's do, I don't want to jump to part 3, though, because the whole thing's so great.
I know.
So I'm going to,
All right.
so number 3 will be great. I'm saving the best for last.
Yeah.
So you have one if I'm going to choose it, or... you know what? You pick them today.
I'll
That
go
way you
one.
can-
Hold on.
I would
I'll
like
go
to
one, you
take
go
us down
2.
the story.
I'll go 1, you go 2.
1, 2, 3.
Save, you'll understand this, save your socks.
Got it.
Got
I
it.
understand that.
Right.
Okay. So number 1, so the first part of his presser here. Let's do it as Mel Kiper.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a great church. That's a great one. Ready? It's a vulnerable time for a lot of young dudes. You feel me? You don't be taking care of your chicken, right? You feel me? So if I had an opportunity to let these young guys know something, I'd say take care of your money because it doesn't last forever. I've been on this other side of retirement. It's good when you get over there and you do what the fuck you want to. Quote. When my mom and dad listened to that was the quote. Okay?
Perfect.
I hate to
Marshawn,
drop
that
an
was
F-bomb.
great.
Oh.
So part 2, you're up, Beats.
Oh, man. I'm going to slow it down.
Okay.
A little tougher on you.
I know where he's going.
Morgan Freeman.
Okay. Ready? So I'll tell y'all now while y'all in it. Take care of y'all bread. So when y'all done, you go ahead and take care of yourself. So while y'all at the right now, take care of y'all bodies. You know what I mean? Take care of y'all chicken. Take care of y'all mentals. You know, I had a couple players I played with that no longer have no mo. They're no longer. Just like Andy Dufresne.
You ready for this?
Actually, we don't know if Andy Dufresne's dead or alive, right? I'd like to
lives.
think
No,
that
he
they
lives. It's
they
a happy
operated a very reputable resort and they're thriving, right?
Is it weird?
right.
Is it weird I want to make you read the same one, but as just a totally different voice?
We could do it. You want to go 2 again?
Can you read that one
Okay.
as Dusty Rhodes?
Ready? So I tell y'all right now while y'all in it, take care of y'all bread. So when y'all done, you go ahead and take care of yourself. So while y'all in it right now, take care of y'all bodies. You know what I mean? Take care of y'all chicken. Take care of y'all mentals. You know, I had a couple players I played with are no longer here no more. They're no longer.
So good.
So it just completely
I feel like a
changes it, though.
rookie.
All right.
No.
All right.
Number 3, third part of this,
Okay.
as the one and only Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh, yeah. So start taking care of y'all mentals, y'all bodies, and y'all chicken for y'all ready to walk away. You'll walk away and you'll be able to do what you want to. Just like the Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth.
Do you think, Macho Man, do you think that Hulk Hogan would get in the way of getting your chicken? And
I can't
walking
do
away?
Hulk.
No, I'm
I
saying,
can't.
do you think
He's asking Macho
Hogan,
Man.
would Hogan get in the way?
Nothing means nothing. First off,
I love it.
I'm going to assume y'all mentals. Is that your mental
Like your
health?
mind.
Like
you gotta
your-
get your
yeah, your
mind
mental
on
health,
your-
yeah.
just like what you're focused on,
So
right?
what is your opinion? What does y'all chicken mean?
I think that means, well, no, y'all bread is money. What's chicken?
It's your food. It's like it's what you got to eat. You know what you're gonna do in the future.
Okay.
So you got to eat to grow. And if
Opinions
you-
out there. What
that's
does
my
chicken
thought, yeah.
mean? And
So I thought chicken was what you're eating.
Okay.
Then take care of your mentals. Like get your mind right. Get your focus right on getting set up for that stuff. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. It's the best quote ever.
Oh, Marshawn Lynch is the best.
He
dude.
is awesome.
When he was doing those skits where he was just going around to countries, he's riding
Oh my
bikes
God.
everywhere. He really just was a fun dude, and
Yeah.
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 I sorely miss him. It was great having him back for those couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Was it nostalgic for you?
Oh yeah. I had my beast mode shirt on. I was ready to go.
Nice. Well, guys, we help you take care of y'all mentals throughout the week by providing entertainment and making you laugh here at the Big Play family. Mondays, Blitz Football, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our Canadian friends to the north, a lot of satire talking football.
Hilarious, dude.
They'll get into a little CFL once in a while. I'm sure they'll get into XFL when that comes to as well.
yeah.
The Big Play Cleveland show, they're on 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday nights, too, talking all things Cleveland sports. Tuesday, Birdland BS, 7:30 p.m. Check out Fred. Check out Scott. Great show over there.
Great show.
Wednesday
Great year
night,
for them.
Big Play Podcast. You know who the hell we are.
Right here.
Thursdays and any other times he wants to stream, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Our buddy Mike McFadden, the Mug Guru, had you guys on
Yeah.
here recently.
Me
Do a
and
little
Beats,
Apex.
little owning
Yeah.
Get out there, subscribe if you got Amazon Prime to him, everything like that.
poning noobs as we were.
Wait, what's that mean?
Means we were kicking
Hey,
ass.
what's gifting subs? What does that mean?
Oh, so like people like if you were say you were watching Mike
Yeah.
on Twitch,
Uh-huh.
and I was watching, I could literally gift you a subscription to Mike's.
Really?
Yeah, do it.
Nice.
If you enjoy it, they should do that.
Out of the kindness of your heart.
Yeah,
Oh, that's pretty nice.
yeah.
Okay.
Support.
Yeah,
our,
we had good
our man.
crowd
Okay.
Thursday night. Was it Thursday night we were on? Friday.
Friday night.
Friday night.
We had a really good crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys
Mike's
talking
entertaining
gift and
as all get.
subs. I got so hungry for Jersey Mike's, it wasn't even funny.
Oh, I was thinking more
I was
of
like,
a
are
hero.
subs involved with
I was
this?
thinking of a
Because I
hero.
might have to get into gaming. If that's the case.
$5.
Yeah, hey, it's a really convenient.
Don't support Jarrett, that son of a. Anyways,
Oh,
is
he's
he at
locked
it? Is
up.
he still in jail?
Oh,
No, I don't
yeah.
think.
I'd like
think
to.
he is.
I'd like to think. Yeah.
Ah,
Didn't he
see,
buy his way out?
We'll get in that in the.
Yeah.
I'll look that up.
We'll look it up in the after
I'd like
hours.
to. I hope he
tags
gained all of his weight back. And he just looks like shit.
I wish bad things on him.
I do
Absolutely,
too.
You're just
right?
wishing
Yeah.
obesity and heart
Like, I'm not
disease
a-
on the man.
yeah. Yeah.
Never.
No, I agree.
Rarely,
I
that
completely
man,
agree. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
he's the
yep,
worst.
Yep.
Follow us on Twitter at Big Play Podcast.
Yes.
Of course, that's us. Follow Big Play at BigPlay_com for all of our great articles. Our shows all go out on that thread too as well. You know who we are. I am Big Play J at the Big Play J at Big Play Beats. Of course, the guy to my right and Big Play Blake. For myself, for the crew here, thanks for tuning in to our first show of 2020. It's been a lot of fun.
right.
Follow us on Twitter. Support us, man. We're going to grow. We're going to do great things this year. We got a new logo, new intro coming here soon. We're going to stick around for the after hours, too, as well for a little bit, guys. But thanks for tuning in. We are the Big Play Podcast. We'll see ya. Oh, wow, abrupt end.
You guys were both looking down at your phones. I was like creepily waving at all the
Hit
playmakers.
hit the
out
brick
there.
wall.
Oh yeah.
I was responding to the to medium play Megan
What's Megan up to?
being pregnant and stuff.
Oh man, how much longer do you have here?
10
Let's
weeks.
see.
10 weeks.
Wow.
Just
Can I-
about 10-ish.
Can
10-ish.
I give you some serious advice from a father of
Let's
two
hear
who's been
it.
through it? So you're 10 weeks out, okay?
Right.
You're going to read a lot of things that are going to tell you, get ahead on your sleep. I'd advise you this. What time do you get up every day?
Nah, 6.
Start getting up at 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a big sleep guy.
You're good. Well, that's good because
Yeah,
you're
it's
about to
perfect.
lose.
No, it's literally perfect for me.
No, but you get used to more of a sporadic schedule.
Yeah.
If you already are, you're working out, you're tightening up your eating. That's always
trying
good.
to.
My first kid, I put on as much weight as my wife did because she's like, "Hey, I don't feel like cooking." I'm like, "I don't either. Let's get pizza." Sweet, just went with it. all
Day
the
after
time.
day, yeah.
Yeah,
We
so
haven't quite
just
hit
watch
that.
too.
Say we haven't quite hit that stage, but I'm sure it'll be
Yeah.
coming before too long.
Yeah,
No, but shout
It's
out
the,
to her. She's kicking
yeah.
ass.
Shout out to you, Megan. Good stuff.
She's kicking ass.
Do we have a confirmed name yet? Or
We do.
Wow. Do you want to? You don't have to reveal it if you don't want.
I'll tell you
It's
what.
up
I'll
to you.
talk to her, and then if she gives the okay, I'll reveal.
Yeah.
I'll reveal next week.
Well, we'll give it on. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Whatever you guys want to do. There
But
you
we
go.
we do have a confirmed.
Okay, no pressure.
If
No
you want to
pressure.
support Blake's life and him having a child in this world, give us a retweet, like everything.
Yeah.
Wow.
Subscribe to YouTube. I'm laying it on
what
thick.
a
I'm
pander.
laying it on thick right now.
Jesus.
Easy there, pander bear.
Just if you could benefit us
Yeah.
and slightly,
Yeah,
Blake.
slightly my
No,
offspring.
Good stuff. Having a boy, correct? too?
Correct.
Yeah. Wow.
Correct.
Little tiger.
Little-
Look
That's
at
right,
that.
baby.
Nice.
Hold the tiger.
Already got his little football and everything.
Nice.
We're ready to go.
There you go. So he'll lose in the state title game or what? Oh, I'm kidding.
That's very
wow.
laundry.
That's not going to make people happy. That are. I'm
Wow,
kidding.
that was
I'm
a heel
totally
turn
kidding.
if I've seen
Yeah.
one.
I love you all.
That was a steel chair to the back.
It
Yeah,
was
that
right
really
to the
was.
spine. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I've been working on Mauro Ranallo, the NXT announcer.
If you can do him, I will literally just be your biggest fan ever.
Michael beats with a chair to the back.
It's getting there. Wow.
Mamma mia!
It's a little raspy, but you're close.
Well, that's
Right?
how I've got a man voice. What do you want me to do?
Oh my God, you're getting there.
Check out that GIF, by the way, the lizard person.
Oh yeah, George Washington into the lizard person. Excellent work there.
Oh man.
You gonna watch your boy Lazard this weekend?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's a.
If there was an NFC Championship game that I just, as a Seahawks fan, I'm so irritated to watch, it's that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's just disgusting.
Here's a couple things I thought of, guys, and I want to hear from both of you on this one. What matchup do you think the network TV execs want to see?
Oh,
If they could fantasy book this right now.
it's absolutely.
It's Green Bay. It's Green Bay, Kansas City.
Yeah. First Super Bowl.
Because it was the
Yep,
first
100th
Super Bowl and
anniversary.
it's the 100th anniversary.
Yeah.
And State Farm will buy a giant ad package.
Yeah. Oh, huge.
Yeah.
What I mean, I don't think there's that much. It's not terrible if it's San Fran either, though. Right?
No.
Another historic
Huge
team.
market as well, right? Another big
No.
market.
Yeah.
money
I
in that
think
market.
worst case scenario, it's like San Fran, Tennessee.
Yeah.
I
agree.
think that of the
For
matchups,
TV
I think that would be the
executives, yeah.
weakest of the 4 matchups or whatever.
Right.
You know?
Right. As far as ratings.
If you want
yeah.
a boring game, I think the most boring game would be what? San Fran,
Tennessee.
Oh God.
Just
That'd be
two-
the quickest Super Bowl.
Two
ever.
good defenses, two teams that
Trying to
don't,
shorten the
yeah.
game.
Mm-hmm.
Just
A couple
running the
big
ball.
plays, maybe.
Yeah.
And if one team really gets behind, then it's really rough.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it would go fast.
I noticed something
They're
about
praying for Kansas
Shanahan on the sideline, by the way.
Yeah, what's
It
up?
feels like that logo on his flat bill gets smaller every week. It's like it's
never
just
noticed.
shrinking.
No,
it's getting smaller. It's like his hat has sun in, right? And it's just shriveling up.
It's just going to
You remember sun in, Mike?
Yes, I
the
remember
spray.
Sun In, but
You used to
what?
put that shit, get those streaks.
I'm looking
You know?
this up.
Sun in. Wow.
Hey, we need some Jared Fogle facts too. I want to know what's up with that scumbag.
Yeah, what was the other thing we were going to look up?
That was the one.
Was that it? Can we talk about the rest of
Do you
those
think it's
hurt?
the brim is actually
look
Jay
how
might be
small that
right.
logo is getting.
Oh my god.
Yeah. He
Okay,
looks-
yeah, you're
That's
on to
cold
something
weather.
He's got that
Yeah,
Rob
you're
Dyrdek
Yeah,
look.
oh, he does look like Rob
A
Dyrdek.
little bit,
Look
yeah.
at him.
Especially,
Where's Big?
I almost
That guy
I
was
was going
great.
to say maybe the brim just gets flatter and bigger,
Huh,
but it's
Could
really
be. Could
Yeah.
be. That's a sweet hat.
Yeah, you're
though,
onto
being
something
honest,
there.
right? Let's go there.
That's also a really
Let's see what's going on with
weird-
Jared Fogle. Scoot that over, Mike. Let's see what's going on in the chat room too. We haven't
yeah.
talked to some folks here in a while. See what's going
Got a
on.
great show from
Oh,
Patty.
Patty,
Thanks,
look at
Patty.
that. Thank
We
you. Says,
appreciate
great
it,
show,
yes.
guys. Your dad, man. Your dad loves the Macho Man, doesn't he?
Oh, as soon as that got brought up, you see, lit it up, man.
Can we
Yeah.
see your socks, Mike? You said you were going to show them.
I'll do it.
Do it.
I'm gonna have to move some stuff and get real.
Nah, don't
flexible.
worry about it then. That's fine.
That's
we're
if
okay.
this is
Yeah,
gonna
no.
cost you-
Yeah, let's not.
If you're gonna split your khakis, it's not worth it right now.
No, now Blake's
him.
in.
He's
That would
gonna
be
split his
hilarious.
khakis.
These are some odd socks.
Yeah, it's gonna be
All right,
some
let's do
odd
it.
pants
I
after
got
you're done.
slippers on too, so this is
Let's
perfect.
see it. Let's
Solid.
see him. Yeah. Just
Now you
hold
guys
it
will
up.
get the reference of save your socks during a press sesh.
Yeah, that I love. That was
Did-
great.
yeah.
that was great. That was kayfabe, Jay. There you
Yeah,
go.
it was.
Kayfabe.
You know it.
Okay.
Let's see it.
Look at that bad
Wow, Macho Man.
I am not that flexible. I'm just gonna stand
That's
up.
all right. Just stand up. Yeah. Wow.
Solid.
Look at that.
boy.
Yeah.
Solid.
If anybody saw it, I'm impressed.
Odd Socks. If you want to sponsor the show, Odd
Actually,
Socks,
I've been
we'll,
reaching out to
we'll
them.
hit you up.
Oh,
have you?
heck yeah! I love
Yeah.
their stuff. Also,
Nice.
thanks, Jay.
Yeah, you got
This is
it.
Jay got me.
This is Skip.
Oh, that was just your Christmas
Yeah,
gift?
yeah.
So,
Pretty awesome.
Jared Fogle,
Yeah.
what's the deal
What's-
with,
yeah, is he
with
still
this
in jail?
son of a gun?
He just looks like a creep.
Doesn't he? First off, I don't buy one.
He looks like the guy that plays the nice guy card with girls. Like, I'm such a nice guy.
right.
Why are you?
But really, he's like some sadistic. Like, you know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah.
I
They're
just
gonna
get-
turn
I
into
just
a
get
lamb.
passed over. Yeah, that guy. Wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah, I'll take you to Subway. We eat 7 sandwiches, 6 grams of fat or less. I don't buy for one bit that son of a gun lost all that weight
Just
on
call
Subway.
him. Just call him what he is. He's a son
He's
of a
an
bitch.
asshole.
He's a son of a bitch.
So on
been a
November
lot of
19,
swearing in this show. I
2015, he was
apologize.
sentenced to serve 15 years, 8 months in federal prison, with a minimum of 13 years becoming eligible for early release. So that guy's in jail.
Oh,
He's still in
okay.
jail. Okay.
God, that's the last I want to think
Wow.
of him.
Do you
Fair enough. I thought for some reason I heard a story he got out on for something.
no?
Somebody
Yeah,
was
he's
just probably worried because he probably had enough money from his Subway deals. and stuff.
Right.
right.
God, they probably couldn't get far enough away from him.
How has somebody not killed him in jail yet? Not to be morbid, but
I mean, you know,
usually when guys find out about that kind of stuff, and let's face it,
Anybody,
somebody
yeah.
that famous,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
What-
yeah, let's go back.
How is somebody not?
Let's get,
how is somebody not? How is somebody not $5 foot shanked his ass? I mean, come on.
They're just they're gonna put a blippy sub in his mouth and choke him out. You son of a bitch! Oh
God,
man.
Blippy?
Yeah,
Blimpy.
Hey, Blimpy
They
subs
had,
are
they had the best
I
BLTs.
never- Blippy? Oh, Blimpy.
not Blippy, that
Blimpies.
internet star.
I'm not
My
saying I
son
have
loves that
neighbors. Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
Have you ever seen it?
Uh-uh.
You will.
What's that?
Blippy.
Oh God, don't even.
I don't even
How am I
wanna-
supposed to
I'm
explain
good.
that to my kids someday? Hey, remember this guy that you worship? Yeah, he did the Harlem Shake and defecated on his buddy.
Wait,
that-
whoa,
that-
whoa,
that's
whoa,
that's
what?
what you and Katie, you guys wouldn't bring
That
up?
is real.
Wow,
That is
okay.
real. Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
Yikes.
Man.
Yeah, wow, I did not say.
This went off
There
the
have been
rails.
some highs and lows in this show today. Man.
Yeah, we're
and all of them
over
are
it.
my
But
fault.
this is
so-
the after hours.
Yeah, it is.
I
the
like
after
this.
hours. Yeah.
I'm here for this.
Yeah. I did say defecate too. I didn't say shit on. So
That happened.
I'm just saying.
We're off the rails, and
A little
It's getting
bit.
deep in here.
No, good stuff.
is there anything else you guys want to touch on before we get out of here? Besides following us, on all sorts of
I don't know.
platforms.
Can I finish? This is just something that's.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I finish the rest of that Hurricanes lineup?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we already went through the
Oh
offense,
my
right?
gosh, yeah.
So here we're gonna go through the
This
defense.
is where it gets nuts.
This is
right?
where it gets nuts. Jerome McDougal, William Joseph, Matt Walters, Andrew Williams, Jonathan Vilma, DJ Williams, Philip Buchanan, Mike Rumpf, Ed Reed, Hall of Famer, James Lewis, Vince Wilfork, future Hall of Famer, Daryl McClever, Alfonso Marshall, Sean Taylor, future Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Or is he already in?
No,
No, he's
future.
not. He will be though.
Jamal Green, Orion Harris, Leon Williams, Rocky McIntosh, Antrell Roll, Kelly Jennings, Marcus Maxey. All NFL draft picks.
just insane.
All name game.
That's
Marcus Max.
Wild.
Yeah.
That team was crazy.
And what year did like Sapp graduate? Was he 99 or something like that? What year was born Sapp?
Yeah, he was before then.
But like, think about that. If like people played all 4 years, and I mean, like earlier when you were talking about
just
Shockey, and stuff
look
like
at
that. Like,
look
I'm
at
like,
that backfield: Clinton Portis, Willis McGahee, Frank Gore.
No big deal.
I mean, I would argue two of those guys, Gore just because of longevity, Portis because of the numbers he put up, could possibly go in the Hall of Fame someday.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Willis
I don't think
McGahee,
McGahee
but
does, but he had a great NFL career.
Yeah, he did.
With what? He was the Bills, and then he was with the Ravens, and a little with the Browns, right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah, he's with the Browns for a cup of coffee.
In the big
Cup of coffee in the big
just a
time.
regular cup of coffee.
Yeah, but that team was nuts. That was when I worked for. I won't say the brand, but well, screw it. When I worked for Fanatics, I worked in like their signed memorabilia division, and that was the coolest thing I ever like consulted somebody on. Was a Miami Hurricanes helmet signed by every member of the 01 team, including Sean Taylor.
Hey,
Okay.
That was cool.
Rob Morris is in the chat room here. What's
Oh,
up, Rob?
no.
Blake wants to talk about Heath Miller. Why do you want to talk about a reputable Pittsburgh Steelers tight end?
Because
Jay
Heath
is like
Miller's overrated.
Oh, okay. Get the hell out of here. with that.
Overrated.
Yeah.
Him and I go back and forth. This is my buddy at work. Him and I go back and forth about this all the time. About
Wait,
Heath Miller.
what's your argument that he's overrated?
Yeah, what-
Heath,
what's the
Heath
argument?
Miller was not nearly as good as people made him out to be, especially Steelers fans.
Are you trying to say a future Hall of Fame quarterback threw him into certain receptions?
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not crazy. What do you...
Not the craziest argument.
Right.
Okay. That's
I
fair.
could think of.
Man, you guys are going pretty deep if you're talking about if tight ends
He's
are
a diehard
overrated.
Steelers fan.
What are you going to do?
So this
Long
goes-
snappers next? Ryan Pomprion? Wasn't he? Wow.
I was going to say, I don't know if I could name one, but nice work.
I think, wasn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, exactly.
The name sounds really familiar. So.
Yeah, it does.
Thank God the long snappers aren't on Madden. That'd be a roster spot.
Yeah.
I just use my best linemen to do it.
Yeah. That makes sense. Well, I think I think the sign that we're done is probably when we start talking about long snappers.
Yeah.
So with that, we'll wrap it up. Playmakers, thanks for tuning in. Retweet, like the show.
See
We'll
you
see
next week.